Hi, this is Julie at Love's Beginning with a message called Rest in Sweet Willingness. As you go further into allowing Spirit to control everything you perceive, you can hit what seems like an immense wall of terror. This is a trick. It is not an immense wall at all. Think of a projector shooting out a huge and real-seeming terrifying image. Looking at the image and believing it has meaning, you may react. You may recoil. Turning around to look at the projector, there is nothing threatening there. You know it is just a machine projecting an image. There is no threat here. The light is shining away the terror to which you have been clinging, but you have misinterpreted the terror as a layer of safety. It's like you believed there was an enormous disaster, and in the wake of this disaster, an emergency worker came up to you and put a blanket around your shoulders. This blanket distinguished you from all you call other. You have been clinging to this blanket ever since. It was a hallucination. There was no disaster, no emergency worker, no blanket, and no time in which to cling to it. You can rest sweetly in your willingness to have the hallucination undone entirely. This blanket was the beginning of the perception of the body and the beginning of the perception of time. Notice how all of the terrors have something to do with the body and time. Those terrors need the foundational concepts of body and time to grab you and move you and enact you. If you turn around and look at the projector, there is no body and no time. The projected image is what shows you body and time. Ego sends you thoughts, and each egoic thought says this: shall we dance? The concepts ego sends always require your permission to dance. When ego sends a concept, there is always a feeling of disquiet. If you take this feeling of disquiet as your cue to rest immediately in your willingness to have your hallucination undone, you will not receive so many requests to dance. When you are lurching through life in a chaotic dance led by ego, you believe that the source of your feelings lies in the world. Whenever you believe there is a problem in the world, because of the world, or of the world, notice that you do not feel good. This feeling is always an invitation to the resting place of sweet willingness. Say no to requests to dance. Say yes to invitations to rest. At times you may experience thoughts that sound as if they belong to those you call other. This is the pocket. Observe how the pocket works. These thoughts are not the thoughts of others. In the story you are experiencing, they certainly may appear to be, but please remember that there are no actual others. Thoughts come from spirit or from ego, that is all. They come from rest, or they come from a chaotic death dance. These thoughts that seem to come from other, they do not belong to you. They are ego's thoughts. They are just as meaningless as the egoic thoughts that you still think are your own. Those you call others are either one of two things, but never both. When you are believing thoughts from ego, those you call other are treated as pockets in which you stuff that which you do not want to face. So that murderer over there in prison has clearly had murderous thoughts and acted them out. Why does he appear in that form? He holds your murderous thoughts until you are ready to hear and dismiss them as the nothingness they have always been. Pockets are very patient. They wait for you to be ready to change your mind. When you are believing thoughts from spirit, there are no pockets because nothing has to be hidden. When you believe thoughts from spirit, all those you call other appear as shining reflections of the love you are. If they are not appearing that way to you now, it is only because you are experiencing an opportunity. It is not because you have ever done anything wrong. Wrongdoing is an impossibility, but the illusion tells you otherwise. When you have an opportunity, you only have to rest in the sweet willingness to allow your perception to change. What you want to hear are everyone's real thoughts. Ask to hear everyone's real thoughts. Everyone's real thoughts come from spirit in just the form you need. When a thought disturbs, ask to hear a real thought instead. Ask to hear a thought that guides instead of deceives. At times you may experience shades of the physical conditions that seem to belong to those you call other. This is the pocket. When you seem to experience a free sample of a physical condition that someone who appears to be else is experiencing, this is only an opportunity. You have accepted ego's terror thoughts about what looks to be their physical condition and not yours. When it appears to be yours for a moment, it's time to rest. Thank the one who seemed to come to you with a limiting physical condition, because they are your invitation to rest in the willingness to have perceptions of limits undone. When you believe that another is experiencing a limiting physical condition, it is always because of terror accepted in your mind. Rest while the terror thoughts are undone. Accept healing for yourself, and then you may share it. Don't be thrown off by what appear to be supernatural experiences. They are here to heal you. They are here to highlight what is present in your mind now and to invite you to rest while all of the work is done for you. Give thanks for invitations to rest. Give thanks for invitations to have all of your pockets emptied of what was never real. Be held and loved and unafraid as the pockets are emptied, revealing the joy that has always been here. As you see that all you call other are only joy, you see that you are only joy. As you rest in the sweet willingness to allow your mind to be filled with thoughts of spirit, the world you experience becomes a very safe and loving place. Truly, you rest eternally in sweet willingness to be one with us. Our oneness can never be changed. We only call you out of your dream of terror, showing you the beautiful welcome that is always here for you at home. Thanks for listening.